Hello, everyone, to the latest Nitro F1 race that happened at Saudi Arabia this past weekend. Uh, Everyone was dreading this race because this track is utter garbage and needs to be bulldozed already. Everyone was pretty nervous going into this because there's like it's so fast and everything's so close quarters and requires insane precision. So Um, I wasn't sure how to feel going into this. No one really was, so it was all just kind of wing it and see what happens. But this is my qualifying lap. Um, I went for preset two, which seems a little unorthodox, saying because it was more downforce, but really in this game it's not really more downforce. It's got more straightaway speed than preset three. So, and I thought it was a good balance, and ended up getting second. 4.5 tenths behind Mahu, but Mahu is just in his own little world. When we're just living in it because he's in a whole different zone of speed. So the team at Gale decided, you know what, we're just not even going to do a lap. So, and I don't blame him because no one really knew what was going to happen at the start of this race. So, I elected for a one-stop strategy. Everyone did pretty much, unless you get wing damage or something. But yeah, we're five red lights and the lights about to go out. And we get a little jump there. I think we had a little faster reaction to Mahu, but just could not get like in the second part of the start, just couldn't get a good run on him. So as soon as I realized I'm not going to beat him, just fall in the second, there was no reason to even think of trying to force something through sector one here. It was just not worth the risk for either driver to do something like that here because you get to see how close the walls are and just no room for error. But we fall in the second here. Just I wasn't pushing very hard at the start. Just wanted to get through the start of the race pretty much, and then jumping up here to later lap one, Kermit has got quite a bit of speed and is pushing very hard, and then I knew I didn't want to push very hard, so I let him go. It wasn't really gonna fight him. He could have had it because um, we've seen many times. I've seen many times Kermit just tries too hard and he just makes a mistake. So uh, I was banking on that one. So but after lap three, I started actually to gain some time on him. So, and then right here, we're coming up to the DRS zone, but you can see Joseph DNF'd, and that brought out a virtual safety car right before the DRS zone. So that was a little annoying. So, um, yeah, and then about a quarter lap later, it, VSC ended at like the worst possible time, and I had to get on the brakes, or I was gonna get a too fast under safety car and lost a ton of time to Kermit there. But I knew I had a little more speed after I started, saved my tires a little bit and wasn't pushing as hard. And you can see on lap six here, I ran them down into the DRS zone again. So, and quickly found out that these DRS zones are very, very powerful. So here we are going into sector three here, right before the DRS zone, and then basically at this point, Kermit knows you can't really do anything. So yeah, he doesn't even try to be defensive. These DRS zones were very, very powerful. And then he goes for a big send, and I let him have it a little bit so I can get DRS again on this straightaway to make it not a contest on this straightaway. And yeah, I kind of just blow by him down the straightaway and move into second place. But yeah, at this point I was feeling good that I had like probably second place speed, but you can see in 9 laps Mahu's full to second lap on everyone. So winning was pretty much hopeless. But going through the sector one, I did not have a good exit of the sector one S's, and Kermit's able to use this fake DRS one that doesn't exist in real life to get by me again. And then yeah, so at this point I was like, I gotta try to get out of this because the people behind me are also catching me because I can't get away from Kermit. And so and the initial plan was to pit for mediums on lap 10, but you know what? I decided right here that I was going to short pit one lap early to try to get a huge jump on these guys because I feel like I just have more pace than these guys after a few laps of just taking it nice and easy. And I thought I'd have a nice jump on these guys and would be able just to run away with second place in this race at this point. Um, then we come out, and then we come out in sixth place about 3 seconds behind LCS and the AlphaTauri, and I thought that was fine. I don't think they were going to be able to hold me up too much because I know they were going long because those two guys and Jay started on medium. So just running through sector one, and then Puck, who pitted with me, has an issue, and he is going to spin out in sector one on cold tires and retire from the session. And I knew it was coming, and the safety car came out, and basically this I felt like my entire race just happened to get ruined at this point. And for the third pit stop in a row, the lap as I came out of the pits, a safety car came out, and I was trying so hard to get back to the pit road. And you can see we have lost essentially two positions because we would have been ahead of Kermit, and now found ourselves in fourth with a little worse tire than these guys that just pitted. So I was laying back trying to time it right, and didn't really time it right, and came out pretty much net even. But now I knew I had some work to do because some of the people that had issues early got a second chance with the safety car, and I had a little more worn tires, and I was furious at this point. I was so mad because it's like the each time it's hurt me. It's happened to me 3 times and it's hurt me every time. And I felt like if there wasn't a safety car last week, I would have went on to win Abu Dhabi. So it's getting kind of old at this point, but I'm just trying to push hard at this point, just to try to get back to second because I felt like I was second fastest car at this point of the race. But yeah, I was just annoyed beyond belief. But you can see Kermit actually hit the wall on the like that long hairpin, and actually got damage from it. So Chaffee was able to get by. I was able to get by here, and I couldn't waste time. Um, yeah, so and then we go into the braking zone at sector three, but find ourselves back in third, and I was pretty confident we had more speed than Chaffee. And then coming to lap 15, you can see that we have ran him down, and just we have DRS here, but I was pretty confident at this point we weren't going to have the enough time to get there. The DRS zone is really short and doesn't exist in real life. If the real life one existed, I mean, it would be impossible to defend on the game because basically half the track would be DRS. But later that lap, we get DRS and able to pass him, and then Cameron and the Alpine also gets with Matt side by side, and they both slow each other up. Also, would like to note at this point, Chaffee's 5 second penalty doesn't really exist because it was a game glitch during the pits, and we reviewed it after the race. It was really weird. So the 5 seconds does not count. So wherever he finishes in this race is where he finishes, and that 5 second time penalty is not a real thing because it was the game actually screwing him. But lap 16 here coming to DRS zone, Cameron has quite the pace and is in the DRS zone obviously within a second, and he is charging hard. And then I see he's gonna show his nose. I go wide on purpose so he can get his nose ahead, so I can get DRS down this straightaway to keep the position. It was a little cheeky, but I did what I thought was right, and made me keep second place. And at this point, I was starting to struggle. The mediums just did not work well for me at all, and with the lower downforce that I actually had on the car, there was a couple turns that was really bad. This turn right here, this left-hander, it was unbelievable, and you can see I'm about to slide and spin out of control, and Cameron's able to get the run down this straightaway because I had to get off the gas because I should have been dead. It got so slidey off that turn, and it just kept getting worse every lap. But the issue for him is that I got DRS again, and I have more speed on straightaways just because I'm on a different preset than him, and you're gonna see the straightaway difference. And I'm able to close the gap, and I go a little wide to get a nice exit off this turn, and I'm gonna have DRS again on this straightaway. So there's not really much anything Cameron can do to stop me from passing him again. So we fighting really, really hard to keep the second place, but my hands were full, man. The car was handling so bad. There's no grip in the rear, and the car was just sliding so much, and I knew I was pressing my luck at this point. Really, I was trying super hard just to keep the car on the track, but Cameron was able to get a good run, and I went way too wide into the I don't even know what to call it, like the turnaround to go back to the start finish almost, but going side by side, and I know better not to go side by side through these two turns, so I let him go, and honestly, surprisingly, the car started to handle it a little better just because the dirty air kept the car a little more planted for me. But at this point, I wanted to cool my jets a little bit, and then we jump up lap 21 to 22. So I kind of rode behind him, not pushing very hard, just to see if I could get something back, and I started to make some ground up here. I didn't want to use any ERS because I needed to save it for defense if I got it past him because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get that far away from him to get out of DRS range. So I knew I needed ERS to stay ahead of him if I ended up getting past him. So we're going through sector 1, and I'm pushing hard, way too hard at this point, just trying to, because I smell blood in the water. And then I clipped the wall there, and it doesn't look like on the MFD on the bottom right there that I have damage, but I felt it through those two turns. I got minor wing damage, and it was bad, and I definitely felt it going through this turn that I couldn't get through this turn at all well, and I knew at this point second place was done, and even fourth because I mean third, the podium chance was done too, just because it was bad. You can see in the span of a lap, I basically lost a second to Cameron, and I I don't even bother fighting Chafe here because I know it's not really worth trying to fight him when I know I can't pull away and he will eventually pass me. So at this point, it just became survival mode till the end of the race and don't wreck the car and bring it home in fourth place. But that was a frustrating for me because like last two races, it feels like everything's been against me. So um, with and you can see in those two laps I've lost 5 seconds. So you can see what the damage did, no matter how minor it was. But very frustrating race. We played a strategy call that would have put us easily in the second, and got screwed by a safety car for third time in 3 pit stops. So, but we bring it home P4, even though it says P3 on the screen. It's actually P4, and really frustrating. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And here are the final results. Mahu won the race in dominating fashion. Cameron got second. Chafe says he's fourth, but he is third. I am fourth. My teammate Gale came all the way back to fifth place after some early troubles. Jay got a sixth. Kermit after his issues got back to seventh. Libert eighth. LCS got ninth, and Lazy got 10th, and everyone else DNF'd. That's it for this week. Next week is Austria. If you guys enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and you can watch these Nitro releases live on my Twitch channel Saturday nights. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!